Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Heavenly Sent People. And as you guys know, I provide a platform for youth or organizations that are working for the betterment of youth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So without further ado, I have Miss Brenda here. Brenda has a non-for-profit called Voices, and I will let her tell you guys about what Voices entails and how she got started with it. Brenda?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brenda Jones, and I want to tell you briefly about my program, non-profit organization with Voices in memory of my twin sons that I lost due to violence. So the organization and what it does is I started this vision in 2009, and I wanted to do something to help other people who have lost their children to violence, and I wanted to speak to them regarding that. So what I came up with was Voices. Voices, what Voices does and what it means is voices of innocent children expiring too soon. Again, what Voices mean is voices of innocent children expiring too soon. Now, this organization that I have is what it's about, is to go out and help those who have lost their children to loved ones. I work closely with 9th District Police Station. I go out and speak at different organizations. I do workshops, and I want to provide assistance with the help of the Lord. Of course, I wanted to make sure that I can touch those who are in need of help, who can't find their way after losing their child to violence. So what I want to do is to offer you these different workshops that we do in different locations, being Inglewood, back of the yards. We do it all over, and we'll come wherever you would like us to come to do a workshop at.
Now, I'm happy to partner with Brenda and her organization called Voices because, as you guys, many of you know that know me, I lost my brother in 1998 to street violence. And so when I heard her vision, I was like, you know what? I like that because so often during the time of mourning, we have people that stretch for us and say, oh, I'll be there for you if you need anything, da-da-da, so on and so forth. And then after the funeral is over with, then people are pretty much left idle, with no support system. So her program, as she mentioned, is pretty much a support system, workshops and whatever to pretty much, I guess I would say to get your mind back on track and let you guys know that there are people out there, in the same boat. Violence happens every single day. And so again, like I said, when she mentioned it to me, I'm like, wow, that's deep. So I'm happy to have her here to talk about it. And she mentioned that she's doing workshops and she's partnering with the 9th District, so on and so forth. So pretty much, and she mentioned certain areas. So is it just certain areas, or are you trying to go abroad?
I'm privy to go anywhere where the help is needed. It doesn't matter. I look forward to doing it nationwide as I progress. So right now, I'm just doing the Chicago area, whether it be South Side, West Side, North, or East. I'm there to motivate and speak to you on a faith-based, Christian based as well. I really want to prosper in this, and I know God is using me to go out and reach out to families who are not able to cope with losing their loved ones to violence. The organization provides so much help, and I know that I've been blessed to be able to come out and speak to someone. I can do it individually or in the workshop. I make myself available to whoever may need the help.
Now, without getting too personal, and I won't, how old was your son?
I lost two sons. One was 20
two.
and the other was 24.
Okay.
34, I'm sorry.
24 and 34?
Yes.
Wow.
They're twins.
Okay. Interesting. I don't think I knew that. I thought, because, during that time, for me, I try not to, because it's emotional. Because even my brother was killed in 98, and he was my only sibling. And so it pretty much left me in a place to whereas I'm pretty much guarded. And so I don't allow a lot of people in my space, because unless you've been through it,
Yes.
you wouldn't understand. And so it put me in a dark place because he was my only sibling. Yeah. He was my only sibling. I grew up with him. We were in the same house. And so when he was killed, I was like, whoa, my support system and so even now I'm real introverted. And of course I believe it has a lot to do because we were close. And so Yeah, on the flip side of that. And so, are you looking to connect with other non-for-profits?
I am looking to connect with other non-for-profits, so that's why I wanted to be able to speak about it, to let you know what I'm doing. I work closely with different community organizers, as well as Ninth District. I do a lot with the police department. I do a lot in going out to speak in different organizations. I speak to the youth. I talk to family members who have lost their loved ones, and I just try to cope with it every day on a daily basis and ask the Lord to give me what it will be that you would have me to say to the families that lost their loved ones due to violence. And we all know that violence just don't come with gun violence. Violence can be detrimental. It can be any violence is violence. It doesn't matter young or old.
That's true.
That's why I just don't privy myself to the young people. I privy myself to anyone who needs the assistance and anyone that I can speak to help them out.
Bless your heart. Now, you have two other daughters that I had the privilege of meeting, and with them, I tilt my head to them because you have to be resilient to deal with death of a sibling. And so I think one of your daughters, I was at an event, a ninth district. I'm sorry, not a ninth district, but was it a CAPS police event?
CAPS police event,
And your
yes.
daughter, I think she got an award or something, right?
Yes, she was awarded for her excellence in all of this. She has maintained and stayed focused.
Wow.
Honor roll student. She has been very, very, very diligent in doing everything that she could do to succeed. Yes, do she get weary sometime? Yes, she does, because she's human. But she still strives to do everything that she could
Look
do
at God.
to maintain and stay focused. So I'm truly proud of her. And my oldest daughter, we're still working with her because she's still in denial of her brothers being gone. But that's I guess that's the way it is, and that's life.
Because we all deal with death, in all different aspects of life, But I've met both of them, and they're full of life and full of energy, and so that's good. That's good to know that both brothers were killed, and they're still, trying to maneuver, through life, and even with your daughter that you mentioned, you said she's going to college, correct?
Yes.
And so, as we know that, and not a lot of young females, if I should say, end up in college. For the most part, it is what it is. Statistically, they painted up this picture with us that our youth, boys are bad. They drug dealers. They whatever it is that they say that they may be, and even with the young girls, they get pregnant. We have they have babies and out here in the streets. And so anytime I hear youth that are doing exceptionally well in the midst of any adversaries, I tilt my hat to them because, that's my avenue. I'm around talking to youth all day long, and, it just breaks my heart. Just when I see kids who parents are in their lives and they can't seem to figure out, which way to go. And so I just thank God for all my connections. Brenda, I think we had a conversation a while back, and we have a mutual friend, and I think you guys support me, and I think I told you, in order to have friends, you got to show yourself friendly. So yes, I do a million and one things, but I can honestly say, in the midst of everything that I do, I know you say you're getting started. I can tell you to just go out here and make connections, and when somebody's having something, go out and get your business cards and pass them out, and just create awareness for yourself. And in return, you'll see when people see that your heart is in the right place. You'll just get blessings and just get people that just fall from wherever to to want to help you.
Yes. And I'm truly grateful and thankful that the Lord has allowed me to become this person, to be able to use my voice to help someone who is not as strong as I am. And it does take a strong person to be able to even sit here to talk about that they
Absolutely.
have buried their two children.
Absolutely.
And I know it's by the grace of God. And I'm gratefully and thankful that I'm able to do this, because it's not me, it's Him who lives through me to speak to you all about this organization. I am going to continue to believe him for what he has for me to do.
Absolutely.
I'm going to continue to stay strong and remain faithful in whatever it is that I can do in assisting to helping anyone who is hurting, just need a shoulder to lean on. I'm here. I'm here for you.
So if someone wants to get in contact with you, do you mind? I mean, do you have a cell phone or?
I do. I can be reached at 773-616-9210. Again, 773-616-9210. And my email address is voices1229@yahoo.com. That's voices1229@yahoo.com.
So, with that being said, and you guys know if you missed any of that, you guys can just contact me, and I'll definitely put you in contact with her. You have something else that's coming up?
We have an event that's coming up, Stop the Violence event, which will take place on May 3rd at the Dr. Martin Luther King roller rink on 1219 West 76th Street. That will take place from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Please feel free to contact me for more information.
Now, is that for youth or for adults?
That's for
Or
youth
for family?
and family, youth
Okay.
and family, yes.
So that's the Dr. Martin Luther King skating ring. You said March the 3rd?
May 3rd.
May 3rd. Okay. So, yeah, you guys come out, bring your family. We can sit here and talk about, the kids need help and they're bad or they're mischievous or whatever it may be. However, until you put something in place to help, the youth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, then, we pretty much in the same boat. Another thing is we all need help. And so, I don't recall anybody in my circle that are doing what you're doing, Ms. Brenda. So, I tilt my hat to you because so often we pretty much shy away or we mask how we are really feeling. And, of course, that turns into depression, suicidalness, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I play basketball. As a matter of fact, I'll be tomorrow going to a gym. And I got this guy named Tyrone Muhammad, which was on my show last week. And Tyrone is awesome. He has a organization called ECC, I believe, something like that. Don't quote me, y'all. Sorry, Tyrone. But he provides a platform for ex-cons, people that have been in jail and that are turning their lives around. He also has a mentoring program for youth. He's got his own agency. He employs, I think he said 15 or so boys. And he's just all over the place. I mean, as a matter of fact, I've been knowing Tyrone for quite some time, but I don't know if you remember. Remember that nail shop that was, they
Yes,
boycotted?
I do.
So Tyrone was the guy that went in and threw the bricks inside of the place.
Okay.
And Tyrone did that because he said that was the second or third time that there has been a complaint at the nail shop with that individual. And so he just, he said he was tired of it. And he went there and, and told, and created awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, those people then pretty much stopped what they was doing, disrespecting black women. So Tyrone is definitely a stand-up guy. I was looking at another thing he did. Tyrone went to some, so we all know that those construction places downtown are billions of dollars of revenue that comes in Chicago. So Tyrone went down there. As he was walking, he noticed there weren't any African Americans on there. So Tyrone was like, okay, what office that? He went down there and was like, no African Americans. And so Tyrone make that kind of noise. And then from there, people be like, okay, well, we don't want him around because, Tyrone creates awareness. And so I'm happy to call him a friend of mine. And so he's coming out tomorrow to, mentor some of the boys that want to be helped and possibly give them jobs and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I've surrounded myself with a lot of people. And I'm just grateful. I really am. In the midst of everything, I enjoy it, helping people, serving and networking. And so, so you're going to get some people that's not going to want to help or some people that's going to be like, but you just got to keep on going because what's from the heart, reach the heart. And again, when people see what you're doing and you're sincere about it, the floodgates are open, are going to open.
Yes, I agree with you.
So, it's been a journey for me. I think I've probably been I've been around for quite some time, and so I'm a familiar face pretty much throughout the little circles of non-for-profits, because I reach for a lot of people and I support a lot of people, and in return, I get the same back. Also, me and Brenda met through a mutual friend, Officer King, and her program is called Love Teaching Youth.
Yes.
And she's been a phenomenal support system for me, and has pretty much shown me the ropes and the avenues to do a lot of things that I'm trying to do, and in return, a big support. And so it's imperative that you connect yourself with people that's already what do you call excuse me that has a foundation already, because then you'll just see how people maneuver. You can learn from anybody. I've learned that whether somebody brand new or old. Somebody have an event, they're like, oh, we have an event, I'm gone, because and every time I always get a connection, and honestly there's nothing I can't reach for, nothing that I need that I can't pick up a phone and ask somebody. So actually what I'm in the process of trying to do, I'm seeking a building or space for to hold like youth conferences, computer lab, a cafe, just for a safe haven for youth, if I should say. And so I'm believing in God that someone is gonna say, here, we got a space for you, and I can continue my vision. And so yeah.
Yes, and as Cynthia spoke on Officer Sabrina King, Sabrina King is the person who inspired me to come out to do this. She has spoke very highly of me everywhere she goes. She has allowed me to be a part of all of her organizations and the things that she do. That's why I don't mind helping her out at the 9th District CAPS program. We do Love Teaching Youth. We do everything for the youth because she loved the children, and she's always providing and doing things for the children, and I'm right there with her to help her every step of the way. And that's why she said she feel like I need to step out on Voices.
Absolutely.
And just let my voice be heard. And that's why I've been motivated to do that. And I look forward to hearing from someone who needs to hear from me so that I can help you in whatever way that I can to get through what you're going through.
Interesting. And so a lot of ideas that we all have have in our brains pretty much lay dormant until you meet that connection, and then you meet that person and they just inspire you and push you for greatness. And so a lot of my ideas, I pretty much be like, oh, I want to do this, but not until I surround myself with other like-minded people till I, say, you know what, I can do this, and I can do this. And people, you know what, I've learned that people don't understand your plight. People don't understand your race. People don't understand your ideas or whatever it is that God has for you. And I've, to a point to where, and what I'm doing ain't for you to understand, because at the end of the day I know that I serve a mighty God that sit high and look low, and with him I could do all things. And so it's funny because I hear people say, how you able to do so much stuff? And I'm raising a 12-year-old African American young man, and so I have to show him that despite where we live, there's still a light at the end of the tunnel. And with that being said, I want him to be able to follow whatever dream he has, just push. And so that's why I do what I do, because I know that I have a youngster that's watching me, and so I can't sit at home and allow myself to get in, I'm this going left, but I can't allow him to see me in all these different relationships or sitting at home complaining about my situation, because we all in a situation. It's what you do to make the most out of your situation. And for me, it's getting out, meeting people, because I know, once I make these connections, whatever it is that I want to do with the help of God, of course, it's there. It's going to happen, and I've seen it. I've been in meetings and sat next to people. I'm still like, I was in a meeting with so-and-so, or I was in here with this, and, I'm here, I'm there, and everywhere. And so it's awesome. I remember when before our mayor, which is Lori Lightfoot, before she got elected, I was right there next to her with pictures and just, and it was awesome. And after she won, I had seen her at another event, and I was like, Mayor, you remember me? And she was like, yeah, I remember you, Cynthia. You the camera person. And so that just blessed my heart and let me know that, my journey not in vain. So, when the little people, when the people doubt me, it's the bigger people that's pushing me. So I'm very appreciative to all of my connections.
As well as I am appreciative of you for allowing me to take initiative on this evening to speak on behalf of voices of innocent children expiring too soon. Please reach out to me so that I can give you more of what Voices really is. It's a lot, so I just want to give you a snippet of it. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. So,
And it's funny because I didn't change my show name to Heavenly Sent People, because I do believe in my heart that the people are sent to come on this show and talk about what they're doing are definitely heavenly sent. Because sometimes I'll sit at home and I'll go through social media or whatever and just find people that line up with what I'm doing. And so from that, like I said, your story really, your story really touched me, because again, I lost my brother to street violence, and then I'm like, wow, because I don't talk about it,
right.
because it's an emotional time. And so for you to come out and publicly express and want to be a help, a blessing, a shoulder, a leaning ear, or a voice to other people that's going through, that speaks volumes about you. So yeah, I'm happy that we met. And I generally don't connect to too many women. For me, it's more so, I'm connecting with males, because women sometimes can be this. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying. And so yeah, therefore
exactly what you're
I'm
saying.
real standoffish, and it's funny because people be like, oh, she's stuck up, she this, and it's so not that. It's just that my spirit don't line up with yours, and it's okay.
Absolutely.
It ain't that I
Really
got
okay.
exactly. It really is, and it ain't that I don't like you or I got a vendage with you. It's just that this particular day or that day it just didn't line up. So I'll stand in the corner, or I'll go about my merry little happy way, and I'm okay. And so I think as women, we have to stick together and not be so judgmental based on what we see. So guess what? If I'm being standoffish, how about you come and say, hey, how you doing, as opposed to you sitting there thinking that I'm this certain type of way because of a certain outfit I got on, or because I didn't speak to you. I could be having a bad day. I could be going through something, and I just don't want to be bothered. And so but yeah, that's another thing. And so anyway, I yeah, things are definitely gonna work out in your favor. And if you're available, some of the events that I go into, come hang out with me, come roll with me,
yes.
and get out there and see, connect you, introduce you to some of the people that I move around with. And it's all love, because I call it like my political family.
Yeah.
I got a church family, my personal family,
Yes.
and my political family, and it all gels. And it's so funny because I always say, whatever the Lord take people out of displace people out of your lives for whatever reason. And he, all the people that he didn't took away, he didn't put 4, 5, 6 more people in space of those. And those are people that can help me prosper and that see my vision, and not just with me for the ride, really sincerely want to help. And so that's important too.
Yes.
So with that being said, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to while we wrap up?
Well, first of all, I want to give a shout out to my family, to let them know that I love them, my children, and also 9th District Police Station for allowing me to being motivated by Officer King to be inspired to do this. And also a shout out to Heavenly Sent
Oh,
for
bless your
allowing me
heart.
to be on her show today.
As always, I want to thank Can TV for giving me this platform, for my family, for my support system, and all the people that believe in me. Until next week, we will see you guys then.